Tzu Chi volunteers provide cash cards and other supplies to survivors of an apartment building fire in Seattle. The daughter of a care recipient family in Malaysia is now attending an overseas medical school. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DI Headlines. Let's get started. In Seattle, 2 apartments caught fire this summer. Residents lost everything and became homeless. Tzu Chi volunteers sent them cash cards within 2 weeks, also providing supplies according to their needs. Take a look.
In a Seattleese office, there are several long tables full of second-hand clothes of different seasons. Volunteers are busy packing them into boxes.
你看这个是 man 啊，所以他不要小孩啊，所以你们就不要放小孩东西给他。所以这个家庭的成员就只有一个男的跟一个女的。
These are the Christmas gifts to be given to the survivors of the apartment fire. Volunteers have been busy preparing the packages for 3 weeks.
It was very messy at the beginning, but then after a week of organization, when we were able to send out the packages and adhere to Tzu Chi's logo, the boxes were neatly placed here. We all felt a sense of achievement.
All packages were delivered to Tawila Community Center immediately. Volunteers gave supplies to each family according to their needs. Many people have found a new place to live and are ready to move forward again.
Your gift was just amazing because that money went so far to get us food, to get us clothes, and even things you don't think about like gas to get from one place to another because we had lost everything. So we're eternally grateful for your foundation that helped us so much.
Today was the biggest blessing. It's like a biggest help for anything that helps with me and my kids. I'm pretty sure you'll see like the biggest smile on their face if they see all this from you guys.
Your new home.
Clinton and Angela, the unmarried couple, has just moved to a new house 2 weeks ago. They want to do more now.
Every day when we come home from work now, we put our change in our jar and we're doing our best to fill it up so that we can give back. It's good to see you guys and we're blessed that you guys care because we know that you guys do. It's like an extended family.
Tzu Chi Volunteers Company for 4 months has inspired many people to volunteer in this community.
I was actually involved at the Hanover fire. That's where I met this organization. Thank you guys for being here and helping the community. I'm happy to be here and help and everything else.
Volunteers' assistance has inspired many to give back to the loving care, helping the disaster-stricken households get rid of the haze of fire soon.
To send warmth in the cold winter, Tzu Chi volunteers in East Los Angeles help students from Mexico. We have a large number of students in the Hacienda School District. Many could feel the joyful atmosphere of the new year around the corner. Here's more. Car after car drives into the Tzu Chi Walnut Education Center. They didn't expect that they could get so many supplies.
I got some masks and a blanket and some Seeds candy and a comforter and some groceries. And I really like it because it's a good thing for holidays and people who don't really have money to buy stuff.
I just feel blessed and I want to thank all of you volunteers for coming out and spending all your day and afternoon here.
The Hacienda School District has many Mexican immigrants who have been affected by the pandemic. Many don't have permanent homes as there are more students in need than expected.
Hacienda School District has many Mexican families, many low-income families. What surprised us was that when the message was sent to the school district, it replied us that in 6 high schools there are nearly 188 students with no permanent homes.
Some of them live in hotels, garages. Some of them share a room with the family, and then so they're going through a lot of financial difficulties. So and this is a great help for them.
The materials are packed in person and sent to the car, and the cash card is also given, which can be used immediately.
$50 are on the cash card, which is a substantial help for them. We hope they can all have a good Christmas and New Year holiday.
Promoting vegetarian food in the Bamboo Coin Bank for many years has paid off.
It's really a small amount of money. When the people come together, it can make it a really big.
What we want to impress upon them is that one day they will bring back this bamboo coin bank.
I'm going to have my daughter take it to school and raise money.
The cold winter is approaching, and bringing together these bits of light is truly helping warm people's hearts. In the Philippines, a 5-year-old girl lives underneath the bridge with her family. She has a tumor in her left eye. Their aunt finally helped them obtain an appointment at the Tzu Chi Eye Center in Manila. With the fee sponsored by a local business person, the little girl is finally getting the medical help she needs. Take a look.
5-year-old Ashley has big, beautiful eyes, but her left eye is not normal. Her aunt saw her condition back in September and took her to Manila to live with her from Marikina.
My son had epilepsy and some neurological problems, but we didn't have money to help get him medical treatment, so he passed away. When we saw Ashley's eyes problems, I knew I need to help her. I don't want her to lose her life like my son did.
Lori knows Ashley needs medical help, but she struggles financially too. Thankfully, a neighbor came to lend a helping hand.
This is where Ashley used to live, under the bridge, where there is no running water, electricity, or even proper bathroom. Seeing how she used to live, I cannot stand it. I know her own mother is sick, so she cannot help. So I decided it was up to me to save the little girl.
Thanks to Melanie's network of friends, the little girl finally arrived at the Tzu Chi Eye Clinic in Manila. After a series of eye examinations, the doctors confirmed that Ashley has a form of eye tumor.
When the little girl came to the eye clinic, we saw that her left eye has a tumor and it cannot be saved. So we will remove it in early December, and we hope to help treat her other eye so we may save at least one eye.
After Ashley's left eye removal, the volunteers will list her as a long-term care recipient and keep an eye on her condition and family life for the future.
In Taiwan, Huiming School for the Blind Children was founded in 1975 as it started with 13 orphans with visual impairment. Now the Institute has over 190 students and loving teachers. The Institute teaches children to pursue talents in fields such as arts and music. Let's take a look.
我们要沿着这个纸滑条往前走，你可以自己去找到洗手台，然后开始今天的工作吗？
我会自己去。1、2、3。请问需要什么？
我需要一杯美式咖啡。
听到咔咔的声音，咖啡。
When I hear the knocking sounds, it means the coffee is ready. I will now bring up the coffee cup and place it on top of the mug and pour the coffee in. After the coffee is ready to be served, Hao Yaoxian, who is completely blind, served the coffee to customers.
When you are at the second anti-slip mat, turn left and you'll be at the customer's table.
咖啡来了，
好，
请慢用，
谢谢。
不客气。
Yao Xian's oral speaking skills is getting better, and he will slowly communicate his thoughts to others.
I would like to open a coffee shop one day because I want to earn money for my father, brother, and my teachers here. Patients with MDVI must give out and double the effort of a normal person in order to achieve their dreams. Thus, the store here, set up by Huiming School for Blind Children, is the first step for many patients with MDVI. Those with street performance certificates perform for customers. The beautiful performance made customers joyful, as the performance itself made visiting customers have changing views on patients with MDVI. One piece of paper in the hands of Guanting comes alive.
what is so special, she's able to create pieces of art from memory and feeling alone.
If Guanting doesn't take courses here, she will slowly lose her connection with society.
Though these patients have impairments that limit their daily lives, on the stage, they're able to display their gifts in performance. The person here is Liu Wengui. He suffers from multiple intellectual and visual impairments. I will feel the world by touching my teacher's hand. I go to teacher Yang's classes, and currently I'm learning electronic drums, drum set, metallophone, and xylophone. God gave us the ability to learn music. Applause were originally something an MDVI patient never dreamed of, yet with the gift of music, he received plenty of praise. Some of the students used to just sit and never move, but one day, some of the students walked up to our instruments, sat down, and started drumming. These children are easily affected by music, so if we don't give up on them, they won't give up on themselves too.
My husband and I help students within our ability. Our vision is for the world to not have standards of achievement, but to help them based on what they needed the most.
Though MDVI patients feel a different world than us, there is one thing that never once required seeing or touching, and that is love we share with them.
In Malaysia, a child of a care recipient family has been looked after by Tzu Chi volunteers for many years. Support and encouragement has allowed her to gain admission into a Russian medical school. Before departing for her studies, a special meal with Tzu Chi volunteers was held, where she expressed her gratitude. Before leaving for Russia, Misha Tishani expressed her thanks to volunteers for accompanying her family over the years.
In case of education, in case of food, in case of clothes, like many more that I couldn't tell, so this helped us a lot. Thank you so much. And I would get their blessings before I graduate. So Chilapa, bless me. Thank you so much for everything. I will never forget you in my life. Thank you so much.
This mother really cares for her children's education. It's quite hard for an Indian immigrant family here. And we heard that this daughter wants to do volunteers like us. We were very happy.
This mother had to do 3 different jobs so that her second daughter could go overseas to study medicine. So we have provided living subsidy for this child. No matter how poor this mother is, she must provide education to her children. This was why she worked so hard for her daughter and hopes that she can be a doctor.
Before going overseas, Misha Tishani vowed to spread this kindness and warmth to people in need in the future.
When I graduate, I'll be a volunteer of Tzu Chi Foundation, and I will do my best to help those poor people outside there we don't know yet.
Thousands of good wishes and affectionate embraces are shared as Tzu Chi volunteers and the family, giving this young girl a very good send-off as she travels to a foreign country. The Tzu Chi Johor Bahru Kindergarten held an online music event where the kids from the school made their own instruments out of recycled materials. The virtual fundraising event also collected money for the poor.
Banging on their instruments, the kids of Tzu Chi Johor Bahru Kindergarten made their own out of recyclable materials.
你用什么东西来做你的鼓呢？
牛奶瓶。
你是做什么乐器？ 小林。
你们用什么来做？
我用维他金罐。
为什么要用维他金罐来做呢？
因为维他金罐可以拿来放沙、放石头。
让孩子知道说
We want the students to learn about protecting the planet, which means to reduce our garbage output. So if we can use our brain to change what we would normally throw away, then the item gains another use and is no longer just garbage.
There is no professional spotlight or a stage, but the parents are very impressed at their children's hard work and dedication.
This event feels pretty special. With so many together, it was such a huge event and done well. I felt my daughter did a good job.
This event is good because the parents can understand what the students are learning in school. They are using recycled materials to make their own instruments and also display their creation. They gain a sense of accomplishment and learn that they, too, have talents in this area.
This musical event isn't just about recyclables, but also filled with donations.
为什么要叫大家一起来捐钱呢？
因为苦难人没有饭吃还有水喝。
你还有叫其他人一起来投竹筒啊？
有啊，还有叫爸爸妈妈、爷爷奶奶、狗狗、阿婆。我真的是很想。
I really want to donate $1 million, but we don't have that much money, so we can only donate 100.
Besides collecting donations for those suffering in the world, the students' love extends to the care of little animals.
为什么叫爱死音乐会的呢？
因为我们。
Because we want everyone to be vegetarians. We don't want to harm animals. Animals are cute.
小动物很可爱，我们也不能。
We shouldn't eat meat. It kills a lot of animals. Animal lives matter just like ours.
感恩大家今晚的出席。
This music event lets the kids use their imagination while giving the parents insights to their children. What doesn't change are the ideals behind protecting the planet, which is something everyone should strive towards.
At the Malacca Jingsa Hall's vaccination center, besides medical workers at the scene helping out, around 10 volunteers will join to provide assistance, making the vaccination process smoother. Inspired by volunteers' working spirit, many citizens joined the volunteering ranks, providing service to others at the vaccination center.
If there's an issue, a volunteer will help. Though people are walking into an unfamiliar space, warmth will accompany them throughout the process.
The environment is good. The service is good too. It's quite clean here.
As the vaccinations begin in Malacca Jingsi Hall, besides medical workers, around 10 volunteers arrive daily to provide assistance. Amongst the volunteers, there is this passionate couple.
In the past, I received 3 vaccine shots here with my husband, and I witnessed the good service provided by volunteers here. After returning home, I asked my husband if he wants to volunteer here. He said okay. So I invited him to volunteer here. It's a great opportunity to have him out here helping others.
Before I was busy with work. Now I'm retired and thus I have more free time. With more time, I can start to help others because there are many people needing help out there. Besides the couple volunteering, young people also joined in during off days.
A Tzu Chi sister told us about this. She sent a message and asked us if I wanted to come volunteer. Afterwards, we came over. At first, I was scared, nervous, and a bit excited because I didn't know what to expect. I was scared because I didn't know what I could do to help.
I'm responsible for providing numbers, and what we have to pay attention to is the priority of the patients on the wheelchairs. I have to make sure everyone wears their masks, and if they have problems, I can tell them.
When I was at work, after I finished my duties, I would go home and would feel quite bored. While volunteering here, I always had a happy feeling, and it accompanies me all the way back home.
Turning passiveness into the act of volunteering, volunteers here provide their efforts in order to speed up vaccination rates locally.
At the Sungai Nipong Environmental Education Center in Penang, a vegetable garden has recently been added. which has attracted many people to help and cultivate. Tzu Chi volunteers hope the vegetable garden will inspire and recruit more volunteers to protect the earth together. Take a look.
At the Sanke Nippon Tzu Chi Environmental Education Center in Penang, there is a recycling area, a book adoption center, and a fish and vegetable symbiosis. In fact, there is still an open area behind the recycling station, but due to the lack of manpower to take care of it, it was left abandoned for many years. In August, the recycling station received the eggplant planting project provided by the state government, and the space was transformed into a vegetable garden.
In the early days, they had a lot of weeds and reached a height of 3 feet. At that time, when we were to convert into a garden, we had to shovel the ground and cut down the trees. Every Saturday and Sunday, we were busy and sweat a lot. After that, we asked the professionals how to grow organically.
After reclaiming from the wasteland, this area attracts people living nearby to join in work.
We are all retired and don't need to make money. I can help when I have time. I can learn a lot.
I have always thought you were wasting this place. Now you started a vegetable garden and it is very successful. I will come to help once a week.
Volunteers reserved space between planting eggplant to give it room for growth. Some other vegetables are also grown here, such as Japanese edamame, white radish, and Chinese flowering cabbage.
I am used to volunteering at the recycling station every Saturday, and I like being close to nature. This land is not left to us by our ancestors, but we borrowed it from our children and grandchildren, so we must take good care of it and return it to them.
To get more people into the vegetable garden, it was Xiao Yiguang, the head of the recycling station, who decided to take over the purpose of this project.
When we went to the Ministry of Agriculture, we thought that beautiful plants would naturally attract more people. When they walk in, we can introduce vegetables to them, and then slowly talk about Tzu Chi. Then we can talk about the meaning of cherishing, the philosophy of Tzu Chi, and come to join volunteering. We are going to have a Blessing Day event. The first one will be on December 19th. We will sell second-hand things and of course our vegetables.
When the vegetable harvest is not good and the prices are on the rise, the eggplant grown by the volunteers in the recycling station can be used in their own kitchen for charity or sold to help more people in need. The most important thing is to convey the concept of cherishment to the public, recruit volunteers, and give environmental protection concepts.
With Christmas around the corner, Australia Gold Coast volunteers hosted an end-of-year distribution for care recipients, benefiting 156 families with $30 US cash cards, dried goods, towels, and other supplies. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.